I think that we've more or less sold the subject, and it is, I mean in the best sense of the word, in that the sense that students come in and they're fascinated. I would point out to them that psychology, in fact, has many possible combinations and developments. To go back a little bit, in the university, about 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, just as I was sort of moving on into retirement, there was a great desire at UCT and possibly other universities to establish very well-defined schools and very well-defined programs. So that when you came to university, you could say, I could do psychology with a very limited number of other possible courses, because these made sense, it was said. Now, I would say, and fortunately that fell through, but it's not that I'm against programs, they must have programs, but you must also have the sort of, I mean, the sort of thing that we have in the BA degree where people can do almost anything. Now, that looks to somebody who's in a more directed field, that looks disgraceful. But I would just say, open a first-year textbook. Look at the subjects with which you can combine psychology if you developed any of these areas. You'll see it's almost anything. There's nothing wrong with doing psychology and philosophy. In fact, there are many students who do this combination. Or psychology and zoology, or psychology and physiology, or psychology and physics. In fact, I couldn't tell you which is the best combination to do. It's something you're going to have to find out, and you may not succeed. You may succeed too late. you may succeed retrospectively and say, oh my gosh, for me, this is what I should have done with but that's the way life is. And so I would say, no, I wouldn't try to advise a student about what to combine with psychology in their undergraduate course, because we've had all the types, anthropology and psychology, you know, the whole lot. You mentioned almost anything. And there has been some combination in which it has been good. You think of, for example, somebody says, quasi psychology. Yeah, he becomes a teacher, he teaches quasi, and he becomes a teacher psychologist and guidance person. You know, so there are careers in all these fields, and which seem to the more orderly person, or to the person who's used to saying, look, if you're going to do modern biology, you must know a lot of chemistry, you must know a lot about genetics, you must do these things. These are things, and these are going to absorb all your attention. You haven't got time for anything else. And that's fine. But it's when they start to take over these crazy subjects like psychology and tell us how that should be